common question is, what do we tell the audience? What do we prepare in advance? And how do we sell our products without, bombarding our guests? Hi, welcome to this week's episode of Wednesdays Live with Sarah, Bakri, and me, Hanis.
Selamat datang. Terima kasih sebab join kami lagi pada minggu ini. Dan pada hari ini kami akan bercakap tentang storytelling atau bercerita. Bagaimana hendak menggunakan bercerita ataupun storytelling dalam bisnes anda.
Okay, so why do we want to talk about this? For the past 2 months, we've been running workshops for e-commerce and Facebook Live for private groups under TechSprint and all that. So TechSprint Academy. So a common question that we have been asked is, what do we talk about on social media, and in particular, how to use it for Facebook Live? Because we have now embarked a lot more on Facebook Live, because we see that there's a lot more value when we actually can interact with the audience live. And so the common question is, what do we tell the audience? What do we prepare in advance? And how do we sell our products without, bombarding our guests? So what we want to share today is the importance of storytelling, how you can implement it, whether you are a B2C business or you're a B2B business, or even in your, if you're an influencer and you want to give more value to your audience. So basically, there are a few key points that we wanted to highlight, and it's actually related to psychology, which, Sarah, I love psychology, although I've never studied it, and I don't think I'll actually graduate in psychology. But it's basically how our brain functions, right? When we want to buy something, we don't use our logical mind; we use our emotion. So that's where storytelling comes in. So I think most of you would already be familiar with where we want to sell a product. Previously, like maybe in the 1990s or something, or early 2000s, we focus a lot on our product is great. Our product can do
The
wonders.
best. Number
The best,
one.
the number one product in the
Yeah.
world. And you see billboards saying we're the number one water filter. How do you even come to that? We don't know. But yeah, last time last time people were just like, oh, really, number one paper? Okay, I go and buy. But now people are so exposed to social media. They will do their research online before they go anywhere. And the more that they see you as a brand out there, as a trustworthy brand, the more likely that they want to, buy their products from you. So, okay, going back to after psychology, there are some formulas, in a sense, to actually apply when you want to sell something. So the first thing would actually say the statement of agreement. That means this is where you understand and listen to your customer. You don't talk. This is where you dig and you ask questions, and then you understand, okay, this is something you identify that the problem that they have, your product can solve. Betul tak? So what you need to do is actually you validate your audience by letting them know you understand their problem and you emphasize with them. So it's in life or in business. And then, for example, the next thing would be to lead your customer to what your customer wants, so they can imagine what it would be for a better tomorrow when they have solved their problem today. So right now they don't have the solution, right? And that's where you come in. So you tell them, okay, so this is where you want to be, but because of this problem, you are unable to achieve this level of happiness, whether in your workplace or wherever, right? So that's where the but comes in. And then the last part would be, of course, your solution. So once you have established your connection with the audience, you would be able to tell your story. And this is your problem statement, they call it. So the most natural part is, of course, combining it together. So something that you can actually practice would be to your customer, you say, okay, you want something, And it's important because something,
That's the
but
benefit.
the problem, and therefore you want what our solution, right? So that's basically the framework of it. So for example, in a clear kind of sense, so you want to make more money for your printing company, for example, and you want to actually get, why you want to get this is because then you can pay a bonus to your staff, your sales staff, who actually do well at selling your product. You can also, of course, be more profitable as a business, so that you can grow and expand into not just staying in Kuala Lumpur, for example, but you can expand to other states. You can buy more machinery, and therefore you would need. But there is not enough customers who know about your printing business. They don't know what machinery you have or what services you provide. Therefore, the solution would be, if you're if you're a social media company, for example, Sarah, so you would need to learn how to use social media to promote your website and attend this seminar, blah 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 blah. So it's very clear cut, and to the customer, then they are able to actually visualize their problem and why they're stuck and how you can help them. So how does make sense?
To me, definitely. But what about to you guys? Do you get what we're trying to say? Okay, saya akan cuba explain dalam bahasa Melayu pula ya. And kalau anda ada contoh atau nak cuba praktis buat sendiri, macam mana nak cuba letak ayat ni? So again, kenapa kami nak tunjuk cara storytelling ni adalah, cara bercerita, sebab tak semestinya kita cakap dekat orang kan, oh produk kita boleh selesaikan ni masalah. Diorang tengok, oh you ni too salesy lah, orang kata too pushy kan. Jadi orang pun tak nak dengar. Jadi apa kata bila sebelum you cerita pasal produk tu, you buka dulu cerita, kata pasal bercerita kan, you buka dulu cerita dengan first Hanis kata tadi, you kena agree dengan orang tu. So maksudnya you kena validate yang dia ada masalah. So contoh masalah je, you nak jual, contoh you jual produk elektronik untuk memasak kan. Ada satu produk yang sangat popular sekarang ni, semua orang tengah jual produk elektronik yang dapat membantu anda memasak dengan cepat. So orang tu dia ada masalah, orang yang anda nak menjual produk tu dia ada masalah, dia tak ada masa nak memasak. Okay, mungkin anda tak ada masalah, anda ada banyak masa, anda ada orang gaji mungkin, tapi kalau anda nak jual dekat orang tu, anda perlu menunjukkan bahawa anda memahami. Jadi kena cakap, ya betul, memang ada masalah. Jadi anda kena setuju dan kata, and anda akan mula state the problem. Sebutkan apa masalah sebagai contoh. Anda akan buka cerita dengan bercakap, susah kan nak masak masakan tengah hari, bila tak ada masa kita lunch break setengah jam je. Lepas tu banyak anak, and then nak bagi makanan lagi, nak masak untuk semua orang, susah kan? Jadi bila orang dengar pun dia macam, ya susah, I pun rasa susah, faham tak? Jadi kita memahami, orang rasa seolah-olah kita mendengar. Kemudian bila kita dah ceritakan masalah tu, kita menunjukkan contoh apakah keadaannya kalau masalah tu selesai. So maksudnya kita nak bagi dia rasa perasaan harapan, hope, ataupun dia nampak apakah solusinya, apakah penghasilannya kalau masalah ini selesai. Tara pun kata, kan best kalau ada satu alat yang boleh masak semua masakan dalam masa setengah jam saja. Dan anda boleh luangkan masa bersama anak-anak, boleh rehat lama sikit. Jadi itu dah menjadi satu tarikan untuk orang, sebab orang dapat bayangkan, sebab orang berfikir dalam gambar, and dia dapat bayangkan hidup dia sendiri, dia letak dia punya, dia punya image of diri dia sendiri, dia nampak, dia nampak dia buat ni sekejap je, lepas tu dia dapat rehat, so dia bayangkan diri dia sendiri. Kemudian selepas anda dah ceritakan masalah, validate dia punya problems, and then cakap apakah keadaan an ideal world yang dia akan dapat jika masalah itu selesai. Kemudian barulah anda menceritakan tentang produk anda. Kalau nak masalah selesai, kami ada this periuk yang dapat masak semua benda dalam masa setengah jam dan ke bawah. Kan senang. Lepas tu produk kita pun dah masuk. Lepas tu orang dalam kepala dia tengah nampak jalan cerita hidup dia. Dia pun nampaklah periuk you juga kan, sebab you tengah cerita kan. So periuk pun dah termasuk dah dalam dia punya jalan cerita. And that's basically how storytelling works. daripada you just, just paparkan satu benefit ataupun cakap ni, ni harga dia murah, orang tak nampak, dia tak nampak kepentingan, melainkan you cerita, you boleh letakkan dirinya dalam cerita tu dan nampak jalan cerita apa jadi kalau dia dapat produk ni, apa masalah yang dia selesai, dan baru dia rasa perasaan itu yang akan membuatkan mereka ingin membeli kerana mereka ingin menyelesaikan masalah tersebut.
Yeah, it's very good point, Sarah. And because talking about electronics, and a lot of people now sell electronics online, and most of them are fighting for views because there's so many electronic companies out there, kan? So what makes you stand out? So that I think what you make, your points are very clear. So you don't fight just on features, you don't fight on price sahaja. You fight about not really. You don't need to fight anything. Basically, you just need to actually
Highlight.
macam highlight memang the good points about your periuk nasi ke apa ke, but you also highlight the fact that you're a trustworthy brand. If people buy from you and if they don't like the product, for example, they can return the product, no questions asked. Macam that kind of added value. And then when people want to ask, okay, so how do I know if the nasi dah masak ke? Can I like switch it off suddenly? What if power failure? Because my kampung sometimes the power supply just goes off. So they can actually ask you when you're live these questions, and you as a brand can answer immediately, and you don't, and that's why the person that actually does the selling on live is actually a very important person, because they need to not only know the features and benefits of the products, they also need to macam listen to what the customer has to say in the chat box, for example, and they identify the right things to say to soothe the customers punya fears and anxiety, because a lot of customers they not touch the product, they want to feel the product, tapi online macam mana kan? And most people now are selling online juga, and not just physical stores. So that is how you win your customers over. So yeah, and I wanted to highlight, there was this story that I came across. Kejap this auction, there was this two people, they were doing an experiment. They're Rob Walker and Joshua Glenn. Okay, so they're from Significant Objects, an online project that set out to measure macam effects of short descriptions, demonstrations of stories, how stories can increase value of objects. Modern, boring products now. You can find these in thrift stores and things like that. So what they did was they auctioned off thrift store items on eBay, and these items are actually macam they accompanied with short stories written by 200 writers, and on average these products are usually macam $1, $20 lah, $2, very cheapo stuff, So what happened though, when they added stories and descriptions to these products, they actually managed to sell about $8,000 worth in total, just by adding a story behind the product. So, it makes a difference. It's not just macam a paper fan, RM2. You just put it on your website and hope people to buy. So what you can actually do is, this fan came to me when I got married with Marriott Hotel, for example lah. So this fan makes such a big difference. And we actually produce only 10 pieces of this fan so that we could give it to our VIP guests, right? And now we want to auction these fans because we want to raise funds for Panda Zoo, for example. So you have a story behind this fan, and the fan's value is no longer RM2 or $2. It now has a value of maybe even $500, because they know that these fans, when they pay for the fan, you actually go to the Panda Zoo, and they're going to make a difference. Betul tak? So yeah, that is one example. And I guess because
I also have to add, just now you added a sense of urgency and also a limited edition when you said there's only 10.
Correct. Yes,
you
you
can
said
be
that.
inclusive. Yeah, so that's another point.
Betul. Yeah. So when you add urgency, there's the FOMO thing, you fear of missing out and things like that. But maybe not many people want to save panda zoos, but you can always change the situation. And the important thing about, I guess, storytelling is about emotion. You are invoking emotion in the customer. You are also using, if you are not just doing that, this is like a talk show kind of style that we are doing, right, Sarah? Tapi if you're like a brand and you want to showcase your products, you don't have to just stick in one position and show a product like that. You can actually shoot now borders are kind of open, right? So you can actually go out, you can actually make a creative video out of it. You can, okay, for example, your perut nasi, you can even craft a story about how you want to go for a picnic. So you're using the perut nasi to prepare a meal for your family to go to the waterfall and things like that. So there's a story behind it, and then you invoke the feeling. I also want to go waterfall lah, or the beach or whatever, right? Yeah, and you don't have to stick to one position. Like for now, because we are using I'm using my mobile phone to live stream. But if you're using a proper DSLR camera, you can able to zoom in, you can zoom out, you can pan. These things that will actually make a difference in how people view your videos. Macam recipe videos you see on Facebook, sometimes by Tasty and things like that. You sometimes you just view it. You're not going to actually make anything. I just view, and I'm not like rushed to make something. But that's how viral videos happen, right? You just want to watch because it looks so good and it looks so easy. So you can make a lasagna pie in 5 minutes, for example. Of course, it doesn't happen that way. But
More like
it's
50
macam
minutes.
yeah, it's just macam it's just the video is so cantik, and the steps, they don't even need to talk, right? They just have the video, and then they have the words over the video, and it makes it so easy to watch. So the easier it is for people to watch and learn something, and it's entertaining. These are the three things that actually make something better. So yeah, do you want to do that in DM?
I'm just gonna highlight some points. Jadi
Okay.
apa yang Hani share tadi, contoh macam bawa pergi piknik tu kan, I rasa tu contoh yang sangat bagus lah daripada, sebab memang biasa orang guna cakap pasal periuk dapur, contoh biasa orang memang guna kat dapur lah kan. Tapi
Mm.
kita bagi lebih banyak kemungkinan, lebih banyak possibility. Wah, macam-macam boleh buat. And I dah nampak je orang buat live kan. Contoh macam live dia nak tunjuk baju dia, dia tak buat dekat rumah pun, dia jalan-jalan keluar. Lepas tu dia kata, okay, I dekat cafe sini, I pakai baju ni. Lepas tu you macam, oh my god, I pun nak pergi cafe juga. And pakai baju cantik and OOTD. Jadi dah ada jalan cerita dekat situ. Ataupun contoh lain, contoh you jual makanan. Sebab I tahu ramai orang ada jual makanan online kan. Ada banyak snack sekarang ni. Tak semestinya you kena tunjuk you tengah buat mukbang dekat rumah. You boleh tunjuk you tengah jalan-jalan kat luar, and then you call your snack. Kalau your snack tu sebagai contoh adalah satu snack kesihatan, you boleh bila you pergi gym ataupun bila you pergi workout, then you pun just keluarkan your phone, you buat live and kata, okay, I baru habis my workout, I tengah peluk-peluk, dan keluarlah your snack. And then orang pun boleh cerita, orang pun cakap, oh, lain kali I pergi workout pun, I pun boleh bawa that snack juga. Jadi you nampak tak, you dah letakkan your penonton dalam your own shoes, and then dia pun nampak dia punya jalan cerita, oh macam ni. Jadi it's more interactive, lagi seronok, lagi lebih banyak kemungkinan lah orang boleh nampak. Sebab tu kita nak bercerita.
Yes, good point, Sarah. So yeah, and I guess what you need to do, macam before you go online, macam you tak terfreeze in front of the camera, is to actually have an outline of what you want to talk about. And so have an outline to, keywords. Maybe you don't have to have full paragraphs and all that. Then you just panic and don't know what to read. So you just have outlines, and then you have something that you want your audience to take back in value. So maybe for you, it could, kalau it comes to the period nasi, besides the features, you can also offer recipes, because people like recipes. They don't, they're lazy to just Google sometimes even. So they think, oh, it's right there, I'm already watching this video, I can also get a recipe free, right? And you can, even for macam electronic shops, you don't have to just focus on your own one brand. You can even partner dengan other brands, like for example, siapa recipe, not recipe, ingredient punya companies, spices
Maggi.
punya companies. Yeah, Maggie, for example. Maggie is a good example. So you can partner with them, and they can actually provide the recipes. They can provide a cook, maybe even to come to your live session, and you can cook together. So partnerships work, and it add more variety to your session. And then I guess try to be as engaging as possible. Like you don't just macam drive dry information and things like that. Try to add in entertainment, jokes, a view of your life, a view of your kitchen when you're not cooking, and a view of your kitchen when you are cooking, things like that. And yeah, I guess these are the main three things lah. To put your audience in your shoes and why they want to buy from you. So talking about stories, because we have a bit of time, I think now. Sarah was excited about the about the Ray-Ban
Honestly,
sunglasses.
aren't you excited? I am excited. So do you guys know about the Ray-Ban sunglasses by Facebook? Facebook
Yeah.
sunglasses by Ray-Ban, whichever one lah is a partnership. Adakah
Yeah.
anda tahu mengenai these sunglasses? If you do, type in the comments. And if you want it, tell me that you want it. So because I want it. Ano, kita ada.
Well, yeah, it would be actually very convenient. Kan? You don't have to take out your phone. You just have to use your glasses and you just ping something and you can get your calls through your phone. I don't know how good it is, the mic to the thing, but I suppose they would have done their research already, kan? And you just have to you people will literally see your world through your eyes because it's your sunglasses, betul tak? So I heard that they've got 20 designs and it's how much was it? It was 200
$299.
plus, 299 two hundred
$299.
ninety nine dollars. Yes. So yes,
So
it's
about
available in
1,000
20
ringgit.
styles. Betul. You can buy online and it's in selected retail stores in US as well as Australia, Canada, Ireland, Italy, and the UK. It's always in that Western world, comes to us a bit later. So what they can do is what we can do. Okay, they can record the world as you see it, taking photos and videos up to 30 seconds. So you just use a capture button. It's hands free, so it means you can use voice command using Facebook Assistant. So the question will be like, there was something about security, right? So people were
Yeah.
saying, yeah, I can just make a gadget and just cover the light that comes on when the glasses are switched on. So of course you will be violating privacy policies, and they say, so don't do that lah. Be a good citizen and a human being and stop spying people with your glasses. Yeah. So yeah, maybe what I can do is I can share what the teaser that Mark Zuckerberg actually shared prior to the launch to get people excited. Let's do that.
So what do you guys think about the glasses? Adakah anda akan membelinya? I rasa pada pendapat I lah kan, it's only 1,000 ringgit. You're already spending 500 or 800, right? On glasses. Here's the video.
Yeah, so he just shows a video of him playing ping pong and prior to the actual launch. So you don't know what it is about, right? But you can see that it's really like something is on his face, and he doesn't mention anything besides Ray-Ban. So you kind of know lah, it's gonna be glasses in a sense, but you don't know what it's gonna do and what it's gonna be able to help you with. And he got a 77,000 reactions to it and so many shares. Another one was of him playing with his kid. So this is a form of storytelling. You don't launch the glasses telling the world these are the best glasses in the world. You'll be able to look through walls and things like that. And it's more realistic. It shows some it shows your family life, how you can use it in your daily life, and in your hobbies and things like that. So yeah, that was that. And it was launched just on the 9th of September. And they had a proper video, of course, on the Ray-Ban page for you to learn what it can do and things like that. And this is actually a 9-minute video. You can actually check it out on Zuck's page. So check out facebook.com/Zuck, and you'll be able to see how it can actually change the lives of DJs. It can change the life of artists, because sometimes when artists want to paint and they just have the stationary camera on top of their painting, when they show the process, you can just wear your sunglasses or glasses and you'll be able to capture the whole process in a way. So very cool. Yeah. So yeah, so that's basically what we wanted to share. What are you going to do with your sunglasses if you do get it, Sarah?
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna wear it. And I'm gonna record. I guess I'm gonna record what I do every day. like when I take my walks, because I do a lot of walks now out in the park, so I can record nature. I can record my kid playing in the playground, just like what Mark shared just now, without having to whip up my phone, you know? Because when my kid is at the public playground, I do have to keep my eyes and hands on him because he's only 2 years old and he will fall and such. So I myself do find it difficult to like, kuatkan camera nak tangkap gambar, but then put it down, he's gonna fall, you know? So something like that is definitely super cool. I want it. Yes, I want it. I'll probably ask for it for my birthday soon. But yeah,
All right, then maybe we have to wait a year. Who knows? We could get a something, from Facebook. Who
well,
knows? But anyway,
just like now, even though they don't ship to Malaysia, you know there are ways that there are companies that can help bring it into to Malaysia for ship, right? So there's no problem. You can just buy it now. Just buy it now. Tag me, review. Please tell me how it is, and then I would buy also.
all right. So Sarah, you mentioned you wanted to run a workshop later today, right? That will be at about 5:30.
Yes. So 5:30 saya akan mengadakan workshop dalam bahasa Melayu iaitu cara-cara untuk engage with your customers through live. Jadi apa yang saya sedang buat sekarang, apa yang saya dah belajar setakat ini, saya akan berkongsi dengan anda beberapa tips dan harap-harapnya ia dapat membantu anda dan membantu kami supaya kami sama-sama dapat membuat live session yang lebih bagus. Jadi itu adalah pada 5:30 hari ini dan saya akan post dalam komen the link to the workshop. And I hope to see you pukul 5:30 nanti.
All right. Thanks, Sarah, and thank you for watching us. For those who are watching us, if you're coming in late, and you just want to leave comments and say hello, do that, and we'll of course reply to your comments below. And on Friday, we'll be having another live session. Of course, it's more geared to e-commerce. But I know, Sarah, you have already mentioned something that you want to do about Instagram, so Instagram shops, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so be
So
covering about that.
Instagram shops, yeah.
Okay, so yes, I guess we'll tell you a little bit more a bit later, but thank you again for joining this session and see you soon. Bye.
Bye.